Welcome back.
Welcome back to part 4 of the Devito Show. So, the last we left off with rough sex. Everyone needs it in their lives, but sometimes you can take it too far.
Too far. And this perfectly relays off of Danny's advice of staying out of girls' DMs. First off, it's gonna stay there. Whatever you text her, she can go and show her.
And she screenshots it. Let me tell you a little funny story. I had a friend back in high school send this girl 8 dick pics with different lightings and different angles and different filters.
So he took them at different times and places.
No, he took them all at the same time. Literally
just different. Oh my god, he has like a light that he like.
This man, like she was literally telling me, this man literally flapped his dick on the table, put the dog ears on it, sent it to her, and she was like, okay. And then so she was like, all right. She was typing, and then she got another one where he had the lights off, and he was shining like a flashlight on his dick. And
oh my
like,
god!
And then she got another one where his balls were hanging below, and I was like, oh my god, like you guys.
And see, it's like
niggas chill.
But it's that's a if you want to send dick pics, which I would not recommend. It's not. Listen, I'm not sexist or anything, but a guy sending a dick pic is not the same as a girl sending a nude.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a female and a guy sent me a dick pic, I'm posting that shit on Instagram and be like, "Yeah, I need to stop sending me goddamn dick pics."
It's like you're kind of asking to get something in return, you know. It's not pleasant. Anyway, staying out of girls' DMs. We're gonna transition to. We're gonna call this next story Tennessee dude.
Tennessee.
He's
Danny here.
No, you're the only Tennessee.
Danny here.
Head ass.
Danny, you want to take away the story?
Yes, of course I will. So this kid is.
We are doing a podcast and your phone is ringing.
Fucking.
My phone. That same dude who spoke in Spanish has called me 3 times.
Don't be racist.
Is it racist to say what language you speak now?
That's tough.
All right. Anyways, on a serious note, not so serious note. So this guy that had DM'd me, he went to school with us. He graduated with us, and he was on the football team. He's out.
He was on the football team, and he was just like a guy who, as far as I knew, he wasn't like outgoing so much. He was kind of chill.
No, he was really chill, but like with his own personal group, his inner circle, he was really outgoing. You know, the average high schooler. You get it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, a plane.
Squirrel.
and so like you know.
There's a dog.
Squirrel?
No.
And then so he went off to school in Tennessee, which is fine. And I never really talked to this person. Like I've been in school with him since like middle school, and like I never really like was that close with him.
Yeah, I never saw you like genuinely hang out with this guy before. So it surprised me when I found this.
So so he texts me and he's like, "Hey, should I just read these out?
Do you want to read them out loud?
I'm not gonna read them verbatim.
Just.
but I'm gonna like sum it up.
All right.
But real.
Yeah. So this goes. You guys are gonna see how this relates to rough sex and
rough sex.
Everyone's kinks and whatnot.
All right.
But
so
it's something that I've never heard before.
So he's like, "Hey, I got a question," and he basically asked me a question about my hobby, which I thought he had found interesting because on occasion at school he asked me like, "Hey, like you know you do this and this for sport, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, that's cool. Like where do you go, etc., etc."
And you know, on surface level, that's like, oh, he's just trying to make conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Just kind of like.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's like, "Hey, I got a question." He's like, "Oh, so do you still like do that sport?" And I like, "Yeah, sometimes, you know." And he's like, "Do you think it's fun?" So when I saw the whole, "Do you think it's fun?" I'm like, "Okay."
This is leading somewhere.
And I'm like, "Okay, what do you really fucking want from me?" He's like, "So well, I guess I can just go ahead and ask. I wanted to know if you would." God, this gives it away. Whatever.
Well, of course it gives the sport away, but the sport's like you have to know the sport.
You have to know the sport. Okay, you're right. Well, I guess I can just go ahead and ask.
The plane just absolutely destroyed the recording.
Well, I guess I can just go ahead and ask. I wanted to know if you would box me. It's always been a fantasy of mine to box a hot girl, so I figured, why not ask you, since I know you box? And I was like, nah, I think I'll pass. And then he says, LOL, all right.
But it wasn't like, can I like spar you?
No, this was like, can you box me? That's key.
Can you box me?
This was like October 2nd, and the dates are important.
Yeah, he's gonna hear. He's gonna be
October-
the first and only person to hear this. Next thing you know, he's gonna fly down here.
October 17th. LOL. I
He's
think
gonna
I
quit his whole football career just to go.
October 17th. I think I can change your mind on the boxing thing? Question mark. October 31st. I can't lie. I really want to box you. Ever since I found out you box, I think about it from time to time. I know it's random, but seriously, nothing slick. Like it's just boxing. Like
Summing it up, huh?
Shut up. Like I actually fantasize about it. I recall wanting to get dominated by you in boxing.
That's fucking tough.
And so.
Wait, I'm not done.
Do you want to like do any like anecdotes here so far about like what's going through your head? And
Well,
like,
I'm not done yet. November 1st. Can you please look? LOL. November 1st again. I hope I get a reply. I guess not. And then I said I'm good. I don't want to help your fantasy. Besides, aren't you in another state? And then he's like, I come back in 2 weeks.
we had to preference that this guy is like what 5-6 states north, and he's also at the time he has a girlfriend.
He has an on and off girlfriend that's over here where we are.
Which, you know, personally, it's like if you want a fantasy, you should go to your significant other and talk to them about it.
I think so too. But
Right?
I was actually surprised when he said, "Can you look?" and there wasn't like a dick pic under the photo.
Oh my god, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many questions surrounding it. Like, beat the shit out of you, or
So like then
one punch.
so then we're like getting to like the point of like, okay, so like would it have been like we're going into the ring and then he wants me to spar him and then he's like, okay, now let's go have sex, or would
is it a first date, or is that the sex?
or is that the first date where we have to spar each other, or would it have been like, okay, we go into like a room, like a house somewhere, like his mama's house or something,
And then
His mama's house.
and then like he's like, all right, bare knuckle, let's go, and he cracks his knuckles and then like he like pretends to punch me and then like I fucking sock him in the liver and then he goes down and then he orgasms everywhere.
Alright, that's a guy. That is not how it works.
well, it's like, I don't know. It's possible to have hands-free orgasms as a guy,
I don't know, maybe.
but I don't think a punch does it. But
you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you mean.
I'm
it's like
pretty sure
it's
if you get knocked out,
there's
you're
so
throwing us
many-
off immediately.
yeah.
But you get what I'm saying.
There's
Like
so
I'm
many,
like
like-
wondering. I'm like, okay, so then.
Or
if-
does he just spar you and then go home and then just
Jack
jerk?
off?
Just
Jack
jerk?
off,
Yeah.
so-
yeah.
crazy.
So then I'm wondering. I'm like, okay, so like, what's the real purpose behind this?
Yeah, and so it's like, but that's the thing. And now that Danny here has those DMs, like we've just been joking about it for like the past like
And you know
2
what's weird?
weeks.
This isn't
Like,
the first time he's asked me that. But
and
that's
it's, and you're not the
I'm
first
not
or
I'm
the
not-
only
I'm not
person.
the only girl too.
And so it's just wild. And
So this segment is this part of the segment is basically on like the kinks behind sex and like, you know, how people can take it just a little too far.
you shouldn't go to one of your. I wouldn't even call you a friend of him at the time.
No,
you
I'm
just
an
you just knew
acquaintance.
him.
Yeah.
And so just don't go to people that you know and with your fantasies. Yeah.
Just go to Pornhub.
Just-
Just type the shit in. Just
Go to your significant other. If you have fantasies, good communication is good to have with your significant other. Even if it's
That's
someone.
a whole nother video.
I mean-
That's a whole nother podcast right
You're
there.
right. You're
Like,
right.
I can imagine.
We'll save that. We'll save that for the next segment.
The next segment? What's the next segment? About talking to your significant other?
Yes.
Okay, good communication skills. This segment, it was about 8.5 minutes.
So we're signing off. So
You're-
I'm Danny.
I'm Donnie.
That's Denny.
That's Denny.
And-
Who Denny will switch every single episode.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the same person, but thank you for tuning into the
Devito Show. Ayo.
Jackass.